Hello everyone. So it's Monday the 16th of July, and I'm doing further experiments with the ferrite coil, energizing the coil at about 5 volts, which I've got. Go ahead and charge this back up. There's a cap, a 1000 microfarad cap, so not much. Determine the energy. When it gets down to about 5 volts, I'm going to take the positive lead and just apply that very quickly. I just do a click and apply it to the coil and see if it grabs, if it clamps. Not clamped now. We're at about 5 volts, so I'm going to go ahead and just click it. We can calculate the energy. See? Oh boy, that wasn't very long. No, that wasn't enough. Let's try. It didn't clamp, did it? I don't think so. Oh. 4.91, not enough, not long enough. I don't know, it's down to 2.7 volts, and it did clamp. Interesting, see? So 5 volts down to 2.7 volts, and it clamps. Very interesting. So you can calculate the amount of energy that was required to do the clamping there, or magnetic latching, it's sometimes called. It's not much energy, just out of 1000 microfarad capacitor, and dropping from about 4.95. We use 1/2 CV squared to determine the input energy, and subtract off the energy remaining in the cap, and you'll find it's not much. Oh, I've done this a number of times. It looks like it's going to be somewhere around 2 millijoules is sufficient to clamp, which I think is remarkable. I want to do this again. First of all, I'm going to mechanically declamp. See if there's anything there. Probably not. I'm going to do it slowly, so I don't really expect much here. No. See, I just declamp it physically. Not much on the residual magnetism. I wouldn't expect that to be, but anyway, because this is ferrite. Okay, so now I'm going to charge this back up. Let's get this wire ready here. Charge this back up to about 5 volts. And do it again. And let's just try it one more time. See what happens. Okay. Sometimes I see this voltage go negative. I like this approach of just clicking it across the positive, and just a very short burst into that coil. See what happens this time. So I see it went negative, minus 0.7, and did it clamp this time? Yes, it clamped. But now we've got negative voltage. If I apply this again, see, it'll send the coil, the current in the opposite direction. Let's do that. See what happens. Will it declamp is the question. I don't know. No. Oh yes, it was very weak, very weak. I've seen it declamp at minus 1 volt, and there it was just very weak. So that's interesting, and I leave that to you to ponder. Why we can get clamping with such low energy input, why we can get declamping with a negative voltage. Minus 1 volt is typically what I declamp with, and that has worked every time as far as I know. Why it helps to do this, you get the positive voltage going to negative. Lots here to understand. I just want to show you the setup and what I'm doing, and hope we can understand this. Thank you. Cheers, everyone.